Hey! Yo! Ladies and gentlemen, things are really happening in Big Brother's house. I'm telling you, things are happening. But you know, the most interesting part of the things that are happening is when these housemates walk into the diary room for their diary session, and then they become storytellers, you know, of course, telling us all of these events, narrating all of these events, of course, in their own way, of course, selling their own narrative, right? And what happens in that regard is they always place themselves as the victim of every wrongdoing in their story. And it makes it more interesting. But then it makes it more explosive when Big Brother allows them to finish. He allows them to go on a roll. They finish talking, ranting, whatever, and then begins to call them out on their bullshit. Ha! Absolute bliss. And so, ladies and gentlemen, that was exactly what happened in today's diary session. Today's diary session was quite explosive. It was insane. See, Biggie came prepared, and it was just so, listen, it was amazing. It was amazing. And I'm going to fill you all in on all the details, all right? Now, I'm going to warn you ahead. This video is going to be lengthy. Yeah, because about 11 or 12 housemates had their diary session today. I'm going to skip one or two because their drama was not that heavy, right? And one other, Dede, I already did a video about her diary session because it was a pressing matter that we're still discussing to date, right? So I think that leaves us with about 9 other housemates. So I'm going to try as much as possible to summarize my analysis on their diary sessions, okay? But if this video is too lengthy, I apologize in advance, all right? So yeah, all of that said, you're especially welcome to my channel. My name is Bigher Naija. This is Frankly Speaking with Bigher Naija, and I am the girl with the tea. This is also an invitation to all of you that on Saturday, 3 p.m. WAT, please make it a date with us for our YouTube live conversation. I see that a lot of you actually have pressing concerns about the show, about things happening on the show, with the housemates, even with Big Brother himself. So we're going to be addressing all of those issues on Saturday. Make sure you come through, all right? Now, without further ado, we dive right into the video. Now, Menson was the first housemate to have his diary session today, and his deepest concern was the fact that his fellow housemates found him weird, and they were giving him a hard time. As a matter of fact, it seemed as though from time to time they try to isolate him because they feel like maybe he talks too much or he shouts too much, or they just cannot, you know, accept him for who he is, you know. And for him, it's finding it very difficult to blend with the entire house. And guys, it was quite touching, you know, though I wasn't looking forward to him shedding tears at all. He tried to shed tears, but it seems like his tears were on holiday today. Hallelujah. But I kind of really felt for him, and I could totally understand where he was coming from, because the thing about Big Brother's house is once alliances have been formed, once cliques and caucuses and covens have been formed already, you that is the odd one out, that is what they treat you as. They treat you as the odd one out, you know. So they make it seem like you can't fit in anywhere. You become an easy target. Yes. And that is exactly what Faith is also dealing with in the house. Yeah. The only difference is that Menson's own coping mechanism is blowing off real hot whenever he gets into a disagreement with someone. All right. So I would love to hear your thoughts about that one as we quickly move on to Ivata. Ladies and gentlemen, Ivata literally had a mental breakdown today. It wasn't even funny at all. She had a literal mental breakdown. She was crying from the dressing room up until Big Brother called her to the diary room. She was crying like, guys, her eyes were swollen, her eyes were black. She had black circles. She was distraught. So by the time she got to the diary room and she started purgating her emotions, guys, oh my God, I almost shed tears alongside her. So her complaint was that she was overwhelmed, she was mentally drained, and also by the mind fuckery, like the mind games that was going on about the house. That she knows that this is a competition, and so people are bound to play dirty. But the way they are messing up with her in the house at the moment, that is so crazy, because she doesn't like people touching her stuff, and they know. So the likes of Culture, Jason J, and maybe some other housemates around the house, just randomly, they steal her things, or maybe they take it, and then she's looking for her things and she knows that she kept it here, but then when she goes back to get it, she can't find it there. So she begins to search and search and search, and she can't find it. Like her lip gloss, she can't find it. What else? Oh, her water bottle. She doesn't like sharing her water bottle in the arena in the mornings during their workout sessions. But every time she turns around to look, she sees that Culture has gone to go and pick it up, and he will just put his mouth directly and drink out of it. Jason J will go and carry it and use some of the water to wash his face. So for her, she's wondering, like, what's going on? Is it that these people don't understand boundaries? I've said it several times, but they are still doing it. So the thing just keeps going on, and then she mentioned one scenario where Faith has put his clothes in her closet, because Faith does not really have a closet space. So Emisi had given him a part of her closet space, so he's just sharing. So she told Faith to take out his things. Faith did, only for Culture to go and pack all his dirty clothes and dump it in there. So she was like, she's so frustrated because she doesn't even know how to deal with this, because it's like, this is happening, it's not done, this is happening, she has not sorted out this one, another one is happening. So she was really crying. Now, she did not stop there. Another thing that was stressing her out was her hair. Yeah, there's nobody available to help her make her hair. Tracy is the one that normally helps her to do cornrows, but Tracy is busy. The whole house is busy with their wager preparations. Tomorrow is the presentation, you know, so she's just overwhelmed. She's exhausted, she's drained, and then there's also food to eat, you know. Guys, I felt really bad for her. You know, I saw people dropping comments on social media that didn't she know that she was coming to people's house for a game, blah blah blah. And I'm thinking, well, it's easy to say when you're on the outside, but when you're on the inside, you honestly do not understand how desperate housemates could get to get ahead in the game. And so in order to eliminate their fellow housemates, they go via toxic tactics such as triggers, provocation, just so that you react and overreact, and then it could lead to something else, you know. So it's just crazy. But then, regardless of all of our purgations, I really loved the way Big Brother handled her during her diary session. Big Brother was so sweet. Big Brother was so sweet. He was so gentle. He was so nice. Handled her like a fragile flower. It was so sweet, you know. Told her to breathe, take it easy, encouraged her, assured her that she's still great, she's a great competitor in the game, she shouldn't get discouraged, and then also offered to assist her, because it was asking her that, okay, in all of these things you've complained about, which one of them is too big for you to handle? And she listed almost all of them, because at this point she's clueless, she doesn't even know what to do, you know. And what she's not saying is she feels like going home. So Big Brother told her, okay, don't worry, that he's going to see what he can do to some of her concerns. So Big Brother asked her about her hair. What does she want to do about it? And she said she's going to just have to wait till anybody is available to assist her, you know, but she just felt overwhelmed. She needed to just, you know, decompress. So ladies and gentlemen, it was really sweet when Big Brother finally told her to go back to the house, rest, and really have fun, like emphasis on enjoy the rest of your day. Yeah, Big Brother did not stress her with his usual diary session questions, and I really appreciated that, because, you know, sometimes those questions from Big Brother, it would require the housemates to really think, and of course he's going to drill them. So he did not want to have to put her through all of that. You know, he just gently sent her back into the house. And guys, that was so sweet. At that point, I said, I'm going to go propose to the Big Brother. Now, I love when someone can actually handle a person in distress like that. That was really sweet. Anyways, moving on. Gigi Jasmine was the next housemate to have a diary session. And ladies and gentlemen, see ya. I'm gonna be honest with all of you. I am sick and tired of watching Gigi Jasmine cry. I am sick of it. Listen, I'm not even gonna mince words anymore. I am sick of it. If I see her cry one more time, somebody would have to tie my hands behind my back, otherwise I'm gonna have to throw away my TV screen. I am sick of it. I am sick of it. Because 1 second, she was about to eat. I think she was about to have lunch, or was it breakfast, whichever. And then Big Brother summoned her to the diary room. And the moment she went there, she was already sniffing and blinking her eyes, like she's calling the tears. You push, you start coming now. You push, you start coming now. I'm about to start talking now. Big Brother, No, I am sick of it. I'm done. I'm done. I am done. Because 1 minute she was talking about something else that people was asking her about. Next minute she went into the whole Victory and Sultana situation. And you know what really pisses me off in that whole situation? Gigi Jasmine is still perturbed by that situation, but she's literally hanging on to Sultana as a best friend. They hang out together, they talk together, they do stuff together. And then she's still entertaining Victory's advances. The guy is not interested in you. He has declared it in the house time and time again that now, okay, when he was interested in Sultana, he declared it. When he was interested in Joanna, he declared it. Now, he came back to you again last night and you're like, hey, if you need a therapist in the house, just come to me. I'm going to be your therapist. Like, girl, wake up. Oh my goodness, this girl, she really pisses me off. I'm never gonna lie, she pisses me the hell off. And it was also very obvious that even Big Brother himself was also annoyed. Yeah, you could sense it from the tone of his voice. Because her diary session was over, right? People now asked her, okay, is there anything else you would like to discuss? She said, oh, Big Brother, I would like to know what you think about this Victory and Sultana situation, because it's disturbing me. It's troubling me. Big Brother asked her, wait, hold on, let me check Big Brother's questions. So, Big Brother asked her that, okay, what do your friends think about it? Obviously, she said, oh, they think I'm too soft. They think I have a large heart. They think I'm such a kind person to allow such a thing to happen to me. Big Brother now asked her, okay, what do you think about it? She was like, I feel disrespected. I feel ashamed. I feel I know what to do, but then I just have to think of how to do what I have to do. Are you coming to come and give us lyrics? Like, really? Oh, my Lord. Calm down, Glory. Calm down. Okay, guys, this is how much Gigi Jasmine really irritates me with all these her back and forth with Victory's situation. But at the same time, I don't blame her in a way, because at the end of the day, it's a game, right? Or it's a competition, and every player needs to play games, right? To get ahead in the game, she needs talking point, and this is her storyline, and she's bent on sucking the life out of it. So she's currently trying to drain every last drop of sentiment and maybe traffic or whatever it is she thinks she's benefiting from this story. You know, always literally emphasizing on how Victory used and dumped her, Victory betrayed her, Sultana, her friend, betrayed her, everybody betrayed her. Only she is the best person in the house, only she is the good person in the house, in reverse. But anyways, Mickey asked her what she was going to do about it. She said, okay, she's going to take a step. What was that thing she said? She said she's going to cut them off. I put it to you that she's not going to cut them off, okay? Because that is Gigi's game plan. To play the victim that continues to receive unrequited love, the one that is with a play guy, and the player is not going to choose at the end of the day. She enjoys that kind of storyline. And I love Biggie's final words to her that, okay, I'm trying to paraphrase now. It's more like you do not get what you deserve. You get what you entertain. In other words, Biggie is saying, F you all. Because you know the solution to your problem, but you don't want to take it. You want to come here and be wasting my tissues, crying and shedding crocodile tears. Who cares? And see, I was so happy that Big Brother did not over-empathize with her today, because if not, I would have looked for Big Brother. I would have dragged Big Brother by, I don't know if he's putting on a shirt or a agbada. Anyone is putting on, I'll find out when I catch him. Yes, because if Big Brother had over-empathized with her, I would have looked for him, I would have dragged him by whatever he's wearing, because I am sick of it. I am sick of it. Now, next housemate to have a diary session was Bright Morgan. Ladies and gentlemen, it was kind of funny though, but he had gone ahead to express his regret for his actions, and I'm so glad that he mentioned the first one, Kai Kumi, and the second one, how he touched, what's his name now, Faith. But the guy was quite funny though, because he said that he did not think it was that serious, that what he just did was he just touched Faith a bit. He just shoved him a bit. I say, uncle, when you come out, tweet at me or send me an email I will send you the clip of how you punched that boy. Because if that is what you call a beat, I wonder what your actual punch would look or feel like. It's gonna literally take a man or a woman down. The person will pass out completely. Because what do you mean by, oh, it was just a slight uncle? Okay, oh, Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson. So he went ahead to explain from his own perspective what happened that day. He admitted that he doesn't smoke. He wasn't even going to smoke, but he had a bargain or an agreement with Faith. And Faith was supposed to come and deliver the lighter as they agreed, that he was only trying to fight for his fellow housemate. Is what he wanted to do was to collect the lighter. I see, Big Brother, when I see you, it's either we fight or I give you hugs and kisses. Because Big Brother asked him that, who made you the defender of housemates? Who made you the collector of lighters? I said, Biggie. Yes, because who made you the collector of lighters? It wasn't even your business. You inserted yourself in that situation. Do you see how everything just escalated because you decided to insert yourself? Anyways, I'm glad that he actually understood where he went wrong, and he admitted that he's actually hot-tempered, but for the past 4 years he has never been in a fight with anybody. But he was quite shocked when he reacted the way he did on those 2 occasions, because he realized that he's still a work in progress. So where he thought he had completely worked on himself, that he realized that he hasn't even started anything, so he still has a long way to go. I said, I like people like this. I like people like this that recognize that they have a problem and they understand that they have a lot of work to do on themselves. You know why? Because there are housemates I've seen on this Big Brother show that have some sort of mental case. They have mental problem. In other words, they act irrationally, but they don't want to accept that they have a problem. So you know what they say? The only way you can solve a problem is when you first recognize that there is a problem. Admit that there is a problem. That is where the solution begins. So listening to Bright Morgan speaking in the diary room today, I was really proud of him that he recognizes that he has a problem. And so he's going to start working on it. So people that asked him how he was going to go about it, he said he was going to begin to avoid fights or altercations or confrontations, anything that does not concern him, that is going to look like a trigger. He's not going to insert himself. I say, God bless you. Me, I'll be burning candles over here and praying for you, because now that you have come with good faith, we're going to back it up with prayers. Yes, we will. Anyways, moving on. Now, Kola was the next housemate to have his diary session. And guys, I'm going to say a few things. I know when I talk about Kola's diary sessions, I say it jokingly sometimes, but this time around, I'm actually going to be very serious with all of you. And whatever I say, I mean it, and I'm serious about it. So you see here, when Kola is in the house interacting with fellow housemates, I love listening to him talk sometimes, especially when he is not pestering Dede for love or for affection or for attention, right? I like listening to him. He sounds very well. He sounds crystal clear. He's well spoken. I like listening to him. But the moment Kola gets into the diary room, it's a problem. It's like, where you have like a robot or an automated programmed voice that you set on a timer that, okay, for the next 1 hour, just keep on prattling on and talking and blabbing non-stop without observing any conversational cues or grammatical pauses here and there. Just talk. Don't stop. That is how Kola is in the diary room, and it is very upsetting. Kola takes on this fake accent, and yes, I said it. Anybody can take it anywhere and argue. That's your headache, but I'll say it. Kola comes up with this fake accent, yes, and you can tell that he's really trying so hard to sound, is it American or Canadian, whatever? I don't even know. The thing is all mixed up, because when you listen to actual Americans speak, you know. When you listen to actual British speak, you know. So when Kola is speaking, I don't even understand where the accent is coming from. It does not belong anywhere. It doesn't. Kola just recreates something. And then he's Big Brother. And then he's literally inflating his voice unnecessarily. Big Brother. Yes, and I just thought that today, Gigi Jasmine's own is, Big Brother, I don't know about today, but Kola's own is, Big Brother, I want to say that today, this is how it went. Bro. Even me that just did it right now, it's like my throat wants to cut into two. How do you manage? Please, when Kola comes out of the house, anytime somebody should show him this video. I have a question for him. Kola, how do you manage? Throat no they pain you? Like, don't you feel pains on your veins? Like, don't you feel the pains? I feel like he's actually stressing himself too much, trying so hard to sound like probably what he's going to sound like when he's in his professional mode, right? Which is not bad, but here is what Kola is missing. When a housemate has their diary session, you are not only communicating with Big Brother. You are also interacting with the viewers. Now, the viewers might not be able to send you their reactions directly, but they are reacting on social media. Whatever you say, however way you conduct yourself, especially how you communicate with them, especially if your communication comes crystal clear to them, especially if you're able to clearly communicate your feelings, your sentiments to them, that is what is going to keep formulating or developing the perception they have about you. If they had a wrong perception about you, you could save them or you could save yourself by the way you conduct yourself. And it all begins with crystal clear communication. Kola creates noise in his communication during his diary sessions. What is noise in communication? Anything that prohibits the dissemination of information, of messages, of signals, anything that is meant to be passed on to someone or sent on to someone. You know, if there is no feedback, if there is no recipient, like if somebody does not receive it, it's noise. Kola by his own hands creates noise in communication. And it's really sad to see because he doesn't really, I don't think he knows. Because when he goes into the diary room, he just keeps on worsening and worsening the whole thing. The way he sounded in week 1, this was not how he sounded. Week 2, this was not how he sounded. This is week 3 now, it's worse. And I'm thinking, bro, who are you trying to impress? Are you trying to impress your Canadian friends? Because I'm sure that they're listening to you right now and they're saying that, nah, this guy sounds ridiculous. But anyways, that one is his problem. That's his headache, was my own. The crux of the matter in Kola's diary session that I heard though, because this guy, there was some points that he spoke for a long time non-stop. Kola's diary session was over 40 minutes. And when he finished, he was like, Big Brother, do you think I talk too much? Or do you think I talk too fast? Oh my God, I'm sorry. He was not blabbing on. I said, bro. Anyways, he was now complaining about the perception that his fellow housemates have about him. According to him, when he likes someone or he's attracted to someone like Dede, that he goes out of his way to show them that he likes them, you know, he does things for them. But whenever he does things for Dede, the housemates are always saying things, they're always making side comments, they're always talking. So he just went on and on complaining. So I love the questions Big Brother asked him. Let me see if I wrote it down. Yeah, so Biggie had to remind him that he was the one who told many of his friends, many of his friends about his business, about Dede, because he was saying that that he told just one or two of his friends. People that had to correct him that no, you told many of your friends. So you complain that the housemates are all up in your business. You used your hands to hand over your business to your fellow housemates. So now, for people who do not have phones or internet or access to internet or any other thing of interest or distraction, you created yourself, or rather you handed over yourself and your business as a distraction. So what are you talking about? He was not like, hey, Big Brother, but you know, in this house, everybody talks, people will talk. I'm like, bro, just shift a bit. Okay. Okay. These housemates are really pissing me off. Anyways, on to the next housemate to have a diary session. Big Soso. Ladies and gentlemen, Big Soso has a problem. I think she has an identity crisis going on with her. And when the show is over, she needs to go for an evaluation, not a mental evaluation now, but maybe a personality evaluation. She needs to go and check herself. She actually mentioned it in the house that the person that actually did their psychoanalysis during their tests, auditioning or whatever, she already booked a session with the person, I think for 3 months or whatever. So let her include that there. Because every time you listen to her talk in the house and even in the diary room, she's always saying and trying to prove that she's a good person. And she always says it. And you know the thing about people who always say, I'm a good person, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this. They repeatedly say it. It's like they don't believe that they are that thing. So they keep on telling themselves so that they will also believe it. And so that people will also believe it, that that is who they are. And the list just goes on and on. I'm not going to waste your time with all of that. But that is what Big Soso does. And so today she came into the diary room today again and did the same thing. I'm a good person, but I know I'm a good person. So she was talking about all the challenges she has been having in the house and spoke about her situation with Tracy, her ex-friend. Spoke about her situation with Ivata. There was actually a heated altercation that happened last week between Ivata and Joanna. But Big Soso inserted herself into that equation and was insulting Ivata. It was a very terrible situation. I didn't talk about it that day because there was just a lot of videos to do, so my apologies about that, guys. And then her situation with Faith that happened yesterday. For the Faith one, she came and said, this is what happened, this is what happened. Obviously, Faith was minding his business, doing his own thing. She was the one that carried the whole thing on her head and went to trigger him. She was the one that started insulting him and the guy reacted like he retaliated. Now, while she was speaking, she said she didn't like the things that Faith insulted her because she called Faith a fake doctor with a fake certificate, that he doesn't even behave like a premium classy doctor, that doctors are kind of gentle and quiet, but he is a parrot, he likes instigating things, he's a provocateur. She called him all sorts of derogatory names, insulted him, body shamed him, so many nasty things that she called him. What did Faith say to her? Faith said, look at you. As old as you are here also fighting for boyfriends in this house. Now, it's not true, but Faith had to hit her somewhere that it hurts. There was another thing that Faith also said to her. I can't remember. But you see those two things, it's really pained her. The thing pained her. And she was now acting like she wanted to cry. Oh, I don't want to cry. I said, no, cry. Let me see you. You drink back your tears. So she was like, as a woman, Faith should not insult her like that. Since she came into Big Brother's house, she's always very careful not to be jumping from bed to bed. She preserves herself, You know, she was now trying to, it's like she was trying to call on all feminists to come and defend her against Faith. Trust Big Brother to come with the receipts. Big Brother asked her that, okay, Big Soso, will you admit that you said very hurtful words to Faith in that situation? She now said, oh yes, Big Brother, I actually did, and I went to him to go and apologize to him, and he said he does not care about this conversation. I tried to tell him that what he said to me hurt me, but he said he doesn't care. I told him I'll go and report to Big Brother. He said, go and report to Big Brother. I'm like, I don't understand. You want to go and report to Big Brother on top of a matter that you instigated by yourself? And for the fact that Faith even told her, go and report to Big Brother, he knew that he was in the right. He didn't start up shit with this girl. You always put yourself on this very ridiculously high moral pedestal, trying to make it look like you're Miss Goody Two Shoes, Holy Saint Mary, I can do no wrong in the eyes of the world. The world, look at me, I'm the best thing that ever happens before fried rice. Really? And then she said, Big Brother, I have to admit, I have this problem of always inheriting people's beef, always inheriting people's enemies. I'm trying to work on that. I said, no wonder. Now you are talking. Hey. Now you are talking. Now you have admitted that you have a problem. You have a serious problem. Because, guys, all the issues that Big Soso has had in that house, okay, let me not say all, but majority of them all. Just like Thelma. She's borrowing beef, borrowing issues, borrowing quarrels. She's always forming a woman of justice. She's borrowing. And the annoying part is she doesn't even know what went wrong in the first place. She will just insert herself. Why? Anyways, that was that. Now, on to Jason J's diary session. This is the one I've been waiting for. And I'm sure that a lot of you have been waiting for this one as well. Jason J came to tell us a lot of stories about the genesis of how he got involved with Sultana. And did he talk about... No, he didn't talk about Dede like that. But he actually made it clear that both of them, they had an agreement to be friends because they both had serious relationships on the outside. So what really pissed him off was what happened 2 days ago. The day they played that game of revelations that Dede introduced, Dede and Mide. Apparently, I missed this part. Maybe, I don't know if they showed it or not, but I missed this part. He said that Koyi had asked him a question that, why would you tell one girl that you love her and then you go to another one and kiss that other one? Obviously, he was referring to Dede and Sultana. And Jason J said the question took him aback, and he responded like, okay, first of all, he has never told any girl in the house that he loves her. Second of all, he can do whatever the F he wants to do in this house. It's nobody's business. Now, what Dede did next was what really hurt him. Like, Dede stabbed him in the heart a million times over. Like, he has not recovered from it. That Dede now, she probably felt like he has reduced her steez, her ego. So she wanted to gain back her prestige as the queen bee. Dede now said, oh, nobody can tell you whatever the fuck you need to do, right? But you're still begging. The guy almost died. Now, I did not mention on my previous video that I talked about this diary session that she actually mentioned this. And she had explained to Big Brother that the reason why she had attacked him that way was because everybody was there. Sultana herself was there. And he knew that the reason why she had been upset with him that he had kissed Sultana wasn't because she was emotionally involved with him or anything, but it was because of the fact that he knew that Sultana had a personal vendetta against her. So he did not give her a heads up. He did not warn her. So that whole pin situation now then happened, and you're with this person, you didn't tell me, so the whole situation was really awkward. And for her, it's like Jason knew that Sultana did what she did to her because she's upset that she, Dede, is, friends with Jason J, and she's not really giving the guy what he wants. All those TLC, love and attention and all that. So it was more like a revenge mission. So she had explained all of that to Big Brother. And then she said, okay, that she knows that she was kind of harsh to him, but she had to put him in his place. Like, come, don't do that. Don't come here and come and be saying one thing when in private you were begging me and apologizing to me. Even till that day, you are still begging and apologizing because I told you I don't want us to talk to each other anymore. So in private, you are soft. In public, you want to come and act like you are the big man, you are the chairman, you have Dede under control. So it was an ego thing for her as well. And Jason J said the same thing, that it was an ego thing. So that thing really killed him. He was so upset. And so he has made up his mind that no more friendship with Dede. Deuces. This is the end of it all. He's no longer going to be friends with Dede anymore, because now he has realized that Dede used information that they spoke about in private to attack him in public, which was not right. And try as Big Brother could to bring him back to understand that, dude, whether you think your statement about you don't give a fuck about what everybody thinks, whether you think it's not heavy or not, it was actually heavy. Because yes, you were responding to Koyi, but that was a sensitive matter. And the way you responded, it hurt Dede's feelings. But Jason was still trying to rationalize the whole thing. Oh, he refused to accept Big Brother's own rationalization, and he stuck with his own. For him, he has a girlfriend on the outside, a serious relationship, and she's the only person that he owes an explanation. He doesn't owe Dede an explanation because they are not dating, they are just friends, but now they are no longer friends anymore. Now he has a new friend in Sultana. Sultana is very intellectual, he enjoys her company, and there are other people in the house he's going to be friends with. He's also going to go and talk to Joanna because, oh, last night they had a conversation and it was nice. So he's going to explore that area. But for Dede, he's no longer going to be friends with Dede anymore. His era of, oh, Jason J in a triangle with Dede, Kola, and Koyi, it is over. He has moved on with his life. Ladies and gentlemen, it was really funny, very entertaining to watch, quite interesting. I loved it. However, the question on my lips and on almost everybody else's lips is, Jason J, we're going to wait for you. Yeah, we're going to give you till the end of this weekend to not go to Dede and have a conversation with her as you people would normally do. If you can cross over the rest of this weekend without going to Dede for conversation as usual, we'll drop our cap for you. We'll give you your flowers, we'll give you your accolades, we'll give you a star innovation. In fact, we will send money to you, like we'll celebrate you. But dude, if you cannot do it, we're gonna drag you, man. We are going to drag you, and you're not ready for it. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is that. Oh, I think other people also had their diary session. Emisi had a diary session. Issues with people in the house about food. Guys, nothing much, yeah. But I'm gonna stop talking here right now because I'm actually honestly tired. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, about all of these diary sessions. Just share. I'll see you guys on another video. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day.